How is everyone doing? Can you hear me? Let me know. Oh, I didn't mute this. I gotta mute this. Sorry. Mute. Muted. Anybody in here? Is it just me? What's up? Clean my glasses. Drink a sip of water. Hey! What's going on? Oh man, that type is it Aleka? Calico? I can't see. It's too light. Hey. It's not Rethon plant. What's happening? Okay, let's do this thing. Got energy today. I had lunch this time and I'm good to go. All right, so if you do not know me, sorry I have my windows open. It's a beautiful day outside. So if you hear motorcycles and race cars and all that, it's because these damn kids and their crazy motor contraptions, they make all this noise. What's up, Carlos? 10 of Slug, hey man. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm Mike Thompson. I like to draw and paint and sculpt stuff, so that's what I'm gonna be doing in here. I think today it's a foregone conclusion that Bishop is what everybody wants to see, so I'm gonna continue doing Bishop. As you can see on my screen, I have been getting together even more ref than before. This app right here is Pure Ref. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's pretty awesome. All right, so got a lot of stuff here to use, and I have been playing around with it, with the sculpt a little bit since the last time I saw you guys. So somebody on Instagram gave me the idea to put like some plasma coming out of his eyes. They thought it would look kind of dope, so I just this morning kind of messed around and threw that in to see what it would look like, and it looks pretty cool. So what's new on this? I've been messing with the hair. I have textured his shirt. I made some quick UVs and textured his shirt with a texture. I chopped it up because I kind of like that look of Batman's outfit from Batman vs. Superman, and this kind of looks like that. And actually, when you do, like if I select the shirt here and go to my poly groups, you can see, let me solo it out, you can see I chopped it up. So because of that, I made UVs based on the poly groups, and so the pattern is running in different directions, which is pretty sweet, I think. Right, so what else have I done? I have to continue making, I like to separate those poly groups with piping, and so if I turn off some of this stuff here, you can see that I got a lot of stuff on. Let me start by turning some of this off here. Turn off the hair. Let's turn off that bandana. Chain. And some of these things I threw in here quickly. So like the chain, I moved it around after I laid it out with an insert mesh, and it stretched out, so I got to redo that. Same for, I decided I didn't want to have the shoulder pads, so I got rid of those and moved the arm strap things, and they kind of stretched a little bit, so I probably need to recreate those. But it's things like the never-ending project, man. Every time I fix something, something else gets messed up. Also went in and redid the started resculpting the facial hair on him because it was loose before, and you can see that I need to continue on the goatee because it's a little wacky right now. Let's see what everybody's saying. Kyle, what's up, man? Znato, Yeto Art, what's going on? Joanne, what is up? Have you tried rendering Keyshot on your Mobile Studio Pro? Of course I have. It's dope. Can you guys see it? Oh, you see it right here? Oh, yeah. It's nice. In fact, I think, thanks, Kyle. I think Keyshot on my Mobile Studio Pro is probably a little more current than the one on my Mac. But you didn't come to hear all that. Let's get down to business. I also kind of started figuring out the gloves. They were real soft last time. So if I select those, solo them out, and cut off the color, you can see that on this one, I started kind of figuring out, I want them to be tactical gloves, so I made the, you know, the kind that have the PVC on the knuckles, or whatever the heck that material is. If I can cut that off. Cut off the color, yeah, you can see that. So still, you know, still a little loose, but that one is getting there. The other one I still need to sculpt. Got a lot of stuff to do. So I think today what I'm going to start with is the, oh, I also made the cool racing stripe on his uniform. That you don't have Bishop until you have that stripe going down on his chest. So I think today what I'm going to do is concentrate first and foremost on his, let's do his belt, because he has like, he's got a pretty unique belt, I think. All right, so we got a pure ref. Let me find a picture that has some stuff. Okay, that's somebody's sculpt, but it's not what I need. Got some Appleseed ref here. Close, but not really. I have some other people's sculpts that did awesome, like Magneto and stuff like that. I saw the greatest Captain America sculpt ever today by Daniel Bell. Daniel Bell is, I know you know who he is because he's a boss, but he did a cap that he put up like 30 some images that he did for Sideshow, and if I did not have 2 kids that require money constantly, I would be adding that to cart. Just so you know that. Where is my, is it this one? All right, this one's kind of interesting. It's a little much. I'm not gonna do that one. But I had like the old school Bishop. Oh, here it is. There you go. Okay. So that's what he is based off of. I still don't know what these straps are. I don't even know what they do. Unless maybe they're holding his, and I shouldn't care about this, but I really do. Maybe it's holding his shotgun in the back. It's part of a larger piece. So I found something that's similar to that, but a little more modern on these Appleseed toys. So I'm thinking about doing something like this in the back, and maybe in the front it turns into the straps. I don't know. But I do like this little thing on her neck there. That's kind of awesome. So let's see. Keep this on top. Always on top. Oh, and shameless plug time. We extended the live class that I'm going to start teaching to next week. It was supposed to start last week. We extended for 2 weeks. So the I think it's the 24th, it's a Saturday, is when we begin. Also changed the name of the class because people were confused. They think, hey, I can sculpt, but I can't paint. So this class isn't for me. And then I had painters that were like, I can paint, but I can't sculpt. So this class isn't for me. And the fact of the matter is, it's for both of you guys. If you can sculpt a little bit and you can paint a lot, or vice versa, or you can't sculpt at all and you can paint, vice versa, still pretty dope. We're going to be making superheroes, so that's what I do. And I will help you out for whatever you don't know. Okay, that part's done. Probably should take a shower. I feel kind of gross for plugging myself, but if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? All right, so let's sculpt. Let's sculpt. I want his belt. I don't really care about anything else right now, so I'm going to make this pure ref a bit smaller. Move it over. Move it over. There you go. Let's get rid of this bishop because he doesn't need to be there. And let's solo out the belt. So right now this super low res, or low poly rather, it is, I believe, just using dynamic subdivisions. See that? Low, low, low. I usually like to work this way almost until I'm done. So there's a lot of parts on him that are just basically low poly cages that use dynamic subdivision. Where did my glove go? So, sorry, got to put on my glove. All right. Let's see anything going on here. Hey Mike, Salty Cookie 91, what's up? Glad to have you here. How did I texture the t-shirt? That's a good question. All right, so I can show you real quick. I have the, I still think I have the file open. Okay, so it's this shirt, right? And that's with the poly paint on it. It's hard to see the texture with the poly paint on. So it is soloed out. Why is it so dark? Okay, all right. So here's my original shirt. I think I still have subdivisions on it. Yes, I do. See, I keep everything really low. I like it low. All right. I took this and chopped it up. Not this one. Not this one. Come on, man. This one? I think I have a texture on, that's why you can't see anything. Yes, turn off the texture map. Okay. And let's turn off the surface noise. Oh, I applied it to this. All right, so I subdivided it a bunch of times. You can see it's 6 million to keep the polys, or to keep the texture. But if we turn that off, you can see I went in with my slice curve and made the sections that I wanted, right? And in the back, you know, this is kind of the look that I was going for. I know that I want my piping to run along all of these cuts to make it look nice and clean. And then once that was done, I took the low res version of this, which wasn't too low. I think it was maybe like 23,000 polys. No, smaller. Let's make it lower. Nah. Okay, so it was about like 23,000 polys, and I had those chop lines, and I made UVs based upon the poly groups, and that laid them out for me. So if I go over to my my working file and go to my shirt, let's turn off the surface noise and go to UVs, UV map, and if I morph the UVs, there they are, right? So those are those poly groups that you saw that I chopped up earlier. The purple, I think, is his chest, and so it was easy, you know. Then based off of those poly groups, I was able to go into the surface, add my noise, and select the kind that I wanted, and let's move this out of the way, and then just, you know, mess around with the noise plug to get it to look the way that I want it, right? So I played with a whole bunch of different textures until I found something that I like. And again, I like this because if you look closely, these the lines go in different directions, kind of like that Batman Dark Knight uniform from Batman vs. Superman, which I thought was fresh. All right, so that's that. Anything else? Let's see. Who did the sculpt the cap? Daniel Bell, B-E-L. What's up, Oxart? Pro, hey, what's up? ZBrush. Okay, all right. Kate, what's going on, everybody? Hello, everybody. Okay. So I said I want to start with the belt. So let's get down to that poly group. That tool, rather. Okay. Let's get off of the clay and go back to the basic material so it's a little easier to see. All right. So now I know what I want to do on this is I want to have, he has like this steppy kind of a belt where it's got geometric shapes, kind of like Cyclops's straps. And I want that on mine. So this is probably the best reference. Okay, so originally the way I tried to do this was I did it with I did it by using my Z-modeler and slicing it up. I found that I tried to do it all as one piece, and what happened is I got pinching in areas that I didn't want. So, you know, if I put two edge loops too close together, I'm going to get a pinch, and that's what was happening. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to duplicate the belt and chop it up, and then probably use live boolean. So we got a lot of stuff going on here today. Let's copy this. And go up to the boot layer, or the boot file. I'm going to play with the boots today too. Got a lot of stuff to work on this thing. But here's my belt. So I'm going to duplicate this, turn on my polyframe, turn off dynamic, and let's do some grouping. I'm going to use group by loops. So poly group by poly loop. Select the middle, get a color I can see, and now I got a group, right? And I want to hold that edge, so I'm going to group these little holding lines too. Okay, maybe I just have one on the top. All right, so this is all I'm really concerned with. I can delete the hidden, and let's add some edge loops so that this doesn't shrink up on me when I do a dynamic subdivision. Okay, so now I got something like that. And if I turn on my other belt, you can see that it's just right at the surface here. It's a little bit under, which is fine. Now what I can do is I can cut these shapes in, and probably the fastest way to do that is just to actually, you know what? No, let's use Z-modeler. Make it nice and clean. All right, so let's solo it out. Let's go in and where is the front of this? All right, I'm going to use the X logo on his on the belt as kind of like a way for me to know where I am on this piece. So if I go back over here and grab this, copy it, paste, turn off the solo. Okay, cool. So now I know where I am. And another thing I can do is I can go back to my guy. Let's make him small. Turn off poly group. Actually, let's make him smaller than that. Let's put him right here. And we don't need his arms. They're actually covering up what I need. Let's cut that off. Let's cut off his facial hair. And the hands. Turn off the hands. Turn off the gloves. And the eye plasma. There you go. Somehow my belt got turned off though. Belt, turn that on. All right, cool. So that's all I'm really concerned with. I just want to know where I am. And so I will screenshot that. Let's turn it this way. And screenshot that. Okay. Go back to my belt. And now I know what I'm doing, right? Get some water. Everybody see Black Panther? It was dope. Okay. Glad you're streaming. Hey, thanks. I'm glad to be here. You're writing myself a terrible pose without symmetry. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's actually really good exercise to work out of symmetry. When I was working on him at first, getting the basic proportions and everything, I kept him in for a long time until, you know, obviously when you pose him, there's going to be some distortions and stuff, and then you got to figure out the stretching of the fabric and the gathering and the muscle contraction and kind of like all that stuff. So long story short, don't be scared. All right, so we're on this guy, and I want to see my poly frame. Let's start getting some shapes using my Z modeler. And I'm just going to use this bishop as a guide, the picture. Alright, so let's solo it. And let's polygroup single polys now. Oops. All right, so you're going to see me flipping back and forth and grouping things. If anybody has any questions, just ask. I do this so much that I'm just kind of on autopilot at this point. So now let's switch to QMesh and give this thing some thickness. Polygroup all. And this is going to look messed up until I start to crease these edges. So like if I go to a dynamic now, I don't want that, but it's cool. I just want to get the basic shapes in for this for right now. All right, so let's make a smaller one over here. Polygroup. And QMesh it out. Let's do this one a little bit lower. Okay. And now I'm just going to insert some edges to try to hold this a little better. I can crease, but I know for a fact that I'm going to want to bevel these edges, and I don't know how much, so I'm not going to crease yet. I just want to get some holding lines. Alright, so it's kind of getting there. All those motorcycles. Alright, I don't, this is the thing about creasing. I don't want to add any horizontal, not creasing, edge loops. I don't want to add any horizontal edge loops yet because I'm going to be adding a lot of shapes and it's just going to get in the way. I don't know if that makes any sense. Come on, you hear this guy? That's what I gotta live with. Let's turn on the belt. Okay, so you can see I'm not going to keep any of this background when I'm done. So, but you can see that it's problematic when you start adding either creasing or edge loops. The other thing is that these shapes, because the belt is kind of distorted, these shapes aren't they aren't sitting the way that I want. They're kind of crooked. So because this is so low, the geometry is so low, it's very easy to fix these things. And then that one doesn't have any edges at all. Alright, so let's go back to solo, polygroup, turn off dynamic subdivision, and keep going. Okay. So probably the smart thing to do is make a few copies of this before I start adding these shapes, because really what I'm going to do at this point is just delete the pink part, delete hidden, and then I'm going to wait a minute, oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Alright, I don't want to delete hidden. I want... Actually, no, it's cool. Alright, I got something new I'm going to do for y'all. I'm going to delete the pink part. And I don't have back faces on this right now. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to delete the thickness as well. Okay, so I just have the front-facing polys right now, right? I'll delete those, the thickness, and these are off of the belt. They're standing up off the belt, so I want to extract them inward towards the belt. So I'm going to flip the mesh. I have to do this a lot, but once I add thickness, it's not going to matter. So now I can Q mesh polygroup all. And I'm going to drag it in quite a bit because I wanted to make sure that it's buried within the belt when I do my boolean. Right, so that's in there. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Oops, wait a minute. Let's do this by itself. Single poly. I'm going to get rid of these loops. Okay, so now now I have the shapes that are going to sit on top of the belt, right? So if I turn the belt back on, looks like this. I have a few holding lines, but I can make it so that it's nice and crisp. and I can add my beveling. Let's see if there's any questions. Story was meh. Okay. Note to self. Salty cookie 91. No, I'm just kidding. Too dark movie. The lighting setup was really bad. Really? Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, let's add some beveling on these guys now. So grab the edge, grab a bevel, edge loop complete. Let's get a bevel there. I like it. Save. The full Bishop file now is pretty big. I think I'm at like 26 million polys, maybe 30, with all the hair and everything, so it takes a while to save. What's up, Xena Shadow? What's up, MRPINOUX? Oh, this is crazy. Come on now. It's taking a long time. Okay, in the meantime, while that's saving, I'm going to show you something that I got from Amazon that is super crazy. It's really good. I'm going to switch to full screen. Check this out. Oh, yeah, the art book. Right? You guys think that it's just a white cover. It's not. It's got glow-in-the-dark ink. Every character from Season 1 and Season 2 are around them right now. It's like 200 and some pages. It's dope. If you like Rick and Morty, highly suggest you get on that. Okay, it's done saving. Alright, so let's go back and okay, I'm adding a bevel to these. I actually need to get rid of these holding lines. So I'm going to switch to insert, get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of that one and get rid of that one. Okay. And so now I can bevel. This face. There you go. And then just copy that bevel right here, right? So those are my bevels. And now I want to bevel these edges on the side here, so I'm going to do that by adding some edge loops and then deleting the center edge loop. Right, so let's add this, this, and these are also going to add be used as holding lines, so that when I use my dynamic subdivision, it doesn't get real kind of mushy on the sides, real soft. All right, let's delete that. Delete that. Delete that, and this one. All right, a couple of holding lines here and here. And let's see what this looks like here. Okay, turn the belt back on. Okay. And you can see that's what it looks like without any holding lines. All right. This is tedious, this part right here. This is not really super fun to watch, but this is how I do a lot of my work, is with ZModeler. So, sorry, not sorry. You knew what you signed up for. just going to repeat this process for the other parts. Delete that and delete this one. Okay, so that's cool. And then do the last one. Now I probably could have just done one of these and kind of just duplicated it, and actually use the deformation tools with the new gizmo, which would have been dope, but I'm not really great at that yet. I haven't spent a whole lot of time honing my skills on that, so when I try to use some of those warp things, I grab the wrong piece and it gets kind of wacky. So I'm going to do it old school style. After I get the shape, I'm just going to divide a couple times and just shape it, or use the matchmaker to pull it into place. Okay, so let's turn this back on. Alright, so it's getting there. Let's just grab the move tool and make some general changes here. The other thing I can do is I can go and, oops, okay, sorry, I had everything selected. I can go and grab these spans and just kind of mask and pull them into the shape that I want. This is how I made my Thanos helmet and all the hard surface details on the gauntlet. So whenever I need to do hard surfacey kind of stuff, which is very rarely, this is how I do it. So that's that one. Let's add some more stuff. Yeah. It looks janky now, but I'll play around with it and it'll be nice and solid. Okay, so that's that. I forgot I have those pouches, so let's grab those and put those on as well. Pouches, pouches, pouches. I have way too many subtools open. I'm not subtools, too many projects. So where are my pockets? The pockets are right here. Okay, so I'm going to copy these, bring them over to my belt, paste. Okay, wow, see, so that one piece over here, you can't even see it. I'll just slide that around to the back then. Actually, I can copy these and pull them around the back as well. So let's work smarter, not harder here. So I'm going to grab this and mask, and let's rotate that. Here. And maybe we'll have two of these. So let's grab it. 2. So I'll just copy it. All right. Oh, see, that's what happens if you gotta have your gizmo in the right orientation, or else it's not going to work. This is another reason why, if I was working in symmetry and all of this was lined up, it would have been a bit easier as well. But I'm not. I'll take that long one too and copy that around to the back. You can tell I'm concentrating. I got all silent. Sorry about that, you guys. Forgot I was doing a live thing here. Just like in my own world. Alright, so I can tell already that this is kind of whack. So let's move these points around, make it a little better. And this is why I love working like super low poly, because you can just move these pieces around without having to worry about you know, getting a whole lot of warbly lines and stuff. All right, that, get this top right. Anybody have any questions? Let's see. $4R7, is it worth it to get 4? If you have 4R7, you get 4A for free. That's how they roll. People excuse my English. Okay. Updates are free. Pro already answered that. Buying ZBrush Core on Monday. Nice. Welcome to the club. Zena Shadow. How's the hard surface modeling working? There's people doing really awesome stuff with hard surface. I'm an organic sculptor guy, so I'm sure there's way better, like you can see my thing here. I'm gonna have to probably play with this later on. The problem is his belt, I had to really tweak it to fit his waist shape. So it's not, I mean, it's not really, what's the word? Symmetrical? Not even a little bit. but when you look at the piece overall, you can't tell, so it's not that deep. Okay, so let's add some more stuff. Go back to my original belt, which is this, and let's see. See, look how it looks good on him when you put legs on him, but by itself it looks wacky. Let's duplicate this one. Bring that down to the bottom, and let's just get some turn off dynamic subdivision. Again, all I'm concerned with is this middle part, so I'm going to select it and delete the rest. Polygroup by polyloop. Select, grab that, delete everything else. I'm going to make 2 of these this time just in case. So duplicate. Let's turn off this and turn on this. And let's insert some edges here. Do one there and maybe a thin one at the bottom. That, and let's get some shapes. All right, now I'm going to insert multiple edge loops. Not that many. That's cool. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I got my multiple edge loops here. I only want a few of these. So again, I will polygroup, but just single polys. Oh no. Let's put those there. And then let's Q-mesh these out. Oh, I got single, sorry. Polygroup all, Q-mesh these out. I'm going to make them kind of low. What does this look like? Okay, I'm going to have to add some holding lines, obviously. Insert single edge loop now. Actually, I want to add the lines here. Solo that out. Time is it? This is taking forever. 150. This is the boring episode, everybody. Making squares. But you didn't know I was going to be doing that today. I'll find something exciting to work on next. Maybe the boots. Or the gloves. Alright, so let's see what this looks like now. Let's turn off the poly group. Alright, cool. So all I really care about is these notches here at the top, so I don't care that it's kind of screwing up the geometry around it. Just want those shapes. And on the bottom, let's see what it looks like now. You know what, all I really care about are these shapes, so I'm just going to keep these. Let's turn off dynamic and just isolate those, delete everything else. Turn on this. Now, all right, I'm going to turn off everything but the belt here. And I think I'm going to use Matchmaker, but because I'm using dynamic subdivision, I believe I'm going to have to apply the subdivisions here. So, not that critical, but let's make a copy of the belt just because. Oh, sorry, duplicate. Bring that down. If you guys have any questions about this, because I'm not explaining what I'm doing well here, I know what I want to do. All right, so I'm just gonna, I divided that a few times. I'm gonna take these little shapes, and I think I want to add them to a few more places, and then I'm going to use the matchmaker to make them fit the contour of the belt. Let's see what else is going on. Work on the bottom. Hard surface skills are important. Absorbing osmosis. Cool. All right. Take it all in. I'm gonna drink some water. Ooh, these saves. Taking a long time. This weather is crazy, so I think we're supposed to get snow this weekend, but it's 80 degrees here now. I'm on the East Coast. I don't know. Last weekend we had snow. It's all over the place. Alright, so got my shape. Let's duplicate these in a few different places. If I turn back on what I have, pockets. Hold up. Which one is this? Which one is this? I don't want this one on. Okay, that's what I want. Okay. So maybe let's stretch these out a little bit. I'm just going to mask the top so I can pull them because I'll never match the gizmo. And then I just want to pull them down here. Like that. Okay. You know what? Let's try the deformation with the gizmo, because I mean it's built for that. You know what I mean? I should probably Stop being lazy and learn how to use this. So I have the tool selected. I'm going to hide everything except for the belt itself so I can see the contour. Let's hide that. Let's hide the pockets. Yeah. Okay. And now move this out. Maybe rotate it a little bit. I need for it to be way deeper though, so let's make it. Need some depth. Actually, you know what? Smarter way to do that is just to Q-mesh it out and push it back. So let's do that. Oops. Okay. And now let's use the gizmo and the gear, and I want to bend arc. I always grab the wrong one. No, not that. No, not that. It's doing the arc. What is it? Oh, it's in the middle, I think. No. This one? Close. Not that one. I know it's a green one. It's one of these green ones. No. You know what? That's not how you do it. Let's try bend curve. Is this it? Green one, right? No. Blue one? No. Hell with this. I'm going to use the matchmaker because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I got to watch Paul's videos on this. But in the meantime, matchmaker is going to save me a lot of time. That means I need to take it up to, I'm going to polygroup these all together, these little shapes, so it's just one polygroup, and move them up to the belt, merge down, and yes, it's okay. I thought this is the one I added subdivisions to. Higher res. That's dynamic subdivisions. Alright, bear with me, you guys. This is the one I need to merge with. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to grab these. Split, let's grab all the pieces. Split hidden, grab these, and I want to merge them with the one that is divided the belt. So what out is this one, right? Yes. Okay, so merge this down. There you go. All right, and now I can use the matchmaker to match that contour. So brush, matchmaker is, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. And then just drag it out. Oh, wait. Oh. Sorry, I haven't done this in a while. All right, I gotta separate these. So I'm gonna separate unmasked, split unmasked. Turn on this one. Unsolo. Come back over here. Turn that off. Now, there you go. Oh, it's got to be the right angle. The thing about Matchmaker is it is camera dependent, so you kind of have to have the camera in the right place. And even then, it's a little iffy sometimes. Let me try rotating it a little bit first. I know it would have been way easier if I just knew how to use the deformation tools with the gizmo. Okay, so that's close. Let's just rotate it a little bit. And I'm going to delete the one that's whack on the end there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these two. How about that? Delete it. Okay. So now I can grab this if I want to and duplicate it, drag it over. Okay. All right. Does that seem like that took years to you guys too? That took a really long time. Felt my life draining away on that piece. But we have our little pieces there now, right? So looks a little more interesting. I'm gonna move on to something else because this is, God, this is painful. But I do have my pieces, so now I can take them and add them to my. I can add them to the sculpt. All right, let's solo out to see what's what. I don't want the pockets. I want this, and I want these. Let's just merge those. Merge down. Copy. Come over here. And paste. Let's unsolo. Turn that back on. Not that one. Turn this on. Okay. Alright, so let me show you how I do this piping on here for the shirt. First I'm going to save because I can't even tell you the last time I saved this piece. Save, 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 as not Carnage, Bishop. Save. Okay, let's see what we got going on. You guys are having a whole big long discussion about something else. You're supposed to get snow here in Orlando. Thanks for telling me. Hey man, you're welcome. If I can help just one person, it'll be worth it. Snowed here last night. Wow, where are you? Okay, Oregon. Did you use surface noise for the texture on the character's chest? Absolutely, yes. Yes, it did. Yes, I did. Okay. There it is. Alrighty then. What did I say? Piping. All right. Let's turn back on the. Let's turn back on the. What are the shoulder straps? No, I want those off. I want the armbands. All right. Just grab the shirt. And my poly group. Now there's one or two ways you can do this. I can either solo out one of these poly groups and frame the mesh, and then select my curve tube, and it will run it all the way around it. The problem with that is it's going to put it in areas that I don't want, and it also if there's a sharp bend in the geometry, it's going to round it out. So if you look down here, that's what I did on this piece, and like to fix this, I would just select it and just kind of move it. All right, there's enough loops in there that I can get a pretty crispy bend on that guy, right? But I don't want to do that up here. It's more of a pain to clean it up than it is just for me to grab my curved tube. Let's see how big it is. Oh, it's got layers. This got layers and it's got subdivisions. I don't want to do that. I'll go to my original, which is here. Solo it. Is this the one that has my... Nope. Nope. Yep. Okay, this is the one I want. Does this have subdivision layers? Let's see. Let's turn off my surface noise. Oh, I applied it. Yeah, this has got like crazy subdivisions, so let's go down. Don't crash. Okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't step down, I just divided it up to 24 million. That's not what you want to do. I want to undo that. Step down, let's step down. Okay, step down. There you go. All right, cool. So I will duplicate this, delete higher, and now just to show you guys really quickly, if you didn't know what I was talking about with the framing, you can just solo out the part that you want and then frame the mesh. And if I grab my curve tube, I can just click and it runs it around the entire thing. You can size it how big you want. Alright, so that's kind of fresh. But you can see that it gets, I don't know, like sometimes it gets a little crazy. So I don't want to do that on this particular one. I'm going to undo the frame, turn on everything, and just use my curve tube with a lazy mouse and just draw it out. Like that. I think it's about that size. Need to see the other one. Let's grab the piping from the other one here. Turn off solo. Copy. So it looks like it's a little bigger. Actually, no, that looks right. Yeah, that's good. All right, so that is that. Draw another one here. Actually, make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. 11. Okay. Same thing here. Oops. Okay. And you can see this doesn't take any time at all. Oops. All right, that's that. All right. You can just get it close and then fudge it into place. Delete the mesh, or delete the frame. There's one on the front that I missed. Curve 2. And I think I'll make this one a little smaller. Nah. Yeah, that's cool. All right. And let's keep it. How am I doing on time? 2:13. Okay. So now what I can do is I can solo this out. I only want my piping, so let's grab just the piping. Come on, dude. Oh, it's saving. Any questions? Let's see. Always something to learn. Yeah. Display resolution is oh god, I don't wanna take a chance in screwing it up. It's what is it? Hold on. About this Mac display 3840 by 2160. And I guess since it's coming out next week, I can talk about it. This is the new 32-inch Cintiq. It's awesome. It's very awesome. Wow, this save is taking forever. Mike, what are you going to do about the hair? How are you going to treat it? Oh, the hair is done. I'll show you when the, oh, okay, it's finished. All right, cool. Let me get this piping taken care of and then I'll show you. So I'm actually going to do 3 versions of Bishop in 3 different poses. So I got to go through this madness 2 more times. But what I'm going to do is the bald bishop with this robot arm, because I think this is pretty dope. This one, and then I'm going to do this is the old school 80s bishop, and then I'm going to do the dread head version. Oh, Throwback Wednesday. What? Who's that guy? I do a G.I. Joe. I had to do G.I. Joe toy packaging. And before I knew how to use ZBrush, I just took pictures of myself. Yeah, I'm going to do this version too, because this is crazy. All right. Okay, so where's the... Okay, I got a little bit more piping here. And one here. Come on, dude. All right. Cool. Split, hidden. And what I normally do is clean up the ends and kind of weld these things together so that it's like super crisp, but it's okay. Let's see. Let's copy this. Go back over to this one. Paste. Now if I turn it all on, turn on my dynamic subdivision, and then turn off the polyframe. See, I got to move stuff around, but you get the idea. It's not that deep. So let's just grab that. Another thing I did here is I normally have less spans on the piping because it's just cleaner. But yesterday when I messed around with it, I didn't change it back, so this has a lot of resolution that I don't need. But it's pretty easy. You can just kind of inflate and smooth to get what you're looking for. Just push this out of the way. All right, so that's kind of. I think my end bed needs to be deeper too. This is not. It's too high up off the mesh. This is another one of those things where it's a lot of just playing around to get it right. You got to be patient, but when you do, it's pretty sweet. Because these are all their own polygroups, I can kind of mask them independently too and move them in and out of the way. So I can tell already this is too high up off of the mesh. Also looks a little thick. Alright, and let's mask that one. No, don't close. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Uh-oh. Save, save, save. When it starts doing wacky stuff like this, nothing good ever comes of it. Helping us all with awesome showcasing. Great. Thank you. I'm glad. What? Oh, the hair. Oh yeah, I did say I was going to show you the hair. Yeah, 32 is a big boy. For the base mesh, I used on this one. I'm pretty sure I used Nick's Super Average guy. I think it was that one. It was one of those, just one of the preset base meshes that was in ZBrush. Thanks, Just Cause. All right, there you go. So let's flip the mask, fix this part because it's bothering me. Make it a little smaller. There you go. Okay, so for the hair, oh my God, his eyes are gone, you guys. Okay, somebody's talking to me right now. Let's turn on plasma eye because that's dope. I like that. That's a little cooler. Plasma eye. For hair, I got a whole lot of little pieces, right? But I got them in a start group so that they all turn on at once. But this is the hair. Oh, and I'm missing his beard. There's his beard. This is the hair. What I've done, this was crazy. This is my first time doing sculpted hair like this. And I used what brush is it? I used a brush I got off of Gumroad. Here. Let's see. Where's hair? Oh, here it is. All right, so the brush that I used is the DE hair tubes, and it was my first time using them. So the first time, like you can see, some don't have enough strands, and then others have way too many strands. So I've just been going in and cleaning it all up, and then bullioning them together, doing the union mesh. So it's a lot of work because you can't union mesh all these. It's too many pieces and it crashes ZBrush, even with, you know, its awesome computing power. It's still, you got to do a few at a time and then put those together. So long story short, that's the hair. And the plasma eyes. Let's fix his beard. His beard is looking a little crazy. I didn't spend a lot of time on that. So let's look at, what are we going to look at here? Let's make it even tinier. What the heck is going on? And you can see that I want to print this, so I did do a piece of hair that is like a shell, and it's a super low poly piece of geo, or it was anyway. Yeah, but that's just so that it's watertight. It's going to be covered by his bandana, so it doesn't really matter. Like if I turn that on, see, it's covered. It's all good. But in the meantime, let's get on this hair, facial hair. And for this, I just added, just to get some irregular parts, I added some, I used the noise brush, and then I've been sculpting in with the damp standard just on top of it. The thing about doing this, there's never enough resolution. I see guys like Eric Sosa and Joe Mena sculpting in these, you know, hair follicles, and it's just crazy how they make it look like, you know, they have the perfect res every time. Let's get the standard brush. Turn on my alpha. Nope. because I got color turned on. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, Z-add. There it is. And let's turn down the intensity. Jeez, why is it up so high? I have, you know what, let me try something, because this is going to take forever. I have a brush that I got from a friend of mine that might help. Let's try this one. Is a little sharp for me. Let's go down in subdivision levels. There you go, maybe that's it. Go down in sub D. So maybe once you sculpt this in at a lower subdivision level and then smooth it, you can come back in on top with the dam standard and the standard brush and kind of get the look that you're going for. Yeah, I was watching a stream with Eric Sosa. He was working on, I think, Magneto. I'm not sure, but he was sculpting the hair, and I was like, oh my god, man! He was just drawing in the hairs, made it look like it was easy. He said it was a giant pain in the ass, but I don't know. It came out way better than mine ever do. So props to people who are patient enough to do that. I do need higher intensity. It's like I never have enough, yeah, I never have enough resolution for this to, I'm going to divide it again. I'm going to be at like 2 million polys just for his damn goatee. Let me save first. Yeah, the eyebrows, that was okay. Let's see, short hair brush. Yeah, that's what I was using. You know, I've never used the HD geometry. I should try it, but I don't know a lot of people who use it. I've heard some horror stories. But that's probably a perfect opportunity. Like, that's when you would want to use it, when you're doing something like this. Yeah, I'm at 26 million poly so far for this thing overall. And that's with surface noise for the neck handkerchief and his shirt. If I was to divide those up enough to get that texture, this thing would be way bigger. But I guess I could just at that point use my decimation master. What time is it? 2:30. All right, here we go. Divide. 2.2 million just for the goatee, y'all. Maybe the draw size is too small. I don't even see a difference. I'm going to delete that higher level. I got to be in the right frame of mind to do the facial hair. I'm just not. I don't have the patience today to mess with that. Do not have the patience. So what I can do is detail when I work on the belt. I can detail the let's detail the stripe on his shirt, because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. Right now it looks like it's a piece of formed plastic on top of his shirt, or like vinyl or something, and I want it to be a little more fabric-y. So let's switch to that. Let's see, right now I got a little bit of that shirt poking through. And that's super low poly. If I turn that down, there you go. That's dynamic subdivision level. So let's divide this a little bit. Arm, because that's in the way. Let's hide the neckerchief. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the hair. Let's get rid of the arm straps that I still don't know what they are. Is this one right? Yeah. And that. And the belt. We can turn off the belt as well. Belt, 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 and belt. Okay. If I make a start group, then everything would turn off at the same time. Alright, so let's grab the move brush. Oops. Now I can sculpt on this a little bit. And I'm trying to think what I want to do. Let's see something. I built in a lot of these, like the seams into the, using ZModeler, so that saved me a lot of trouble, but it just looks too perfect now, so I'm going to go in and just mess with the surface here. Let's grab a brush. Oh, it's saving again. I had turned down my save times. It's like you get into a workflow and then you got to stop, but then when you don't do that, it'll crash and you haven't saved in an hour, so it's like you got to feed the beast, man. $236. $100 million polys. Which are, oh, machine specs? It's not impressive. I'm on a 2009 Mac Pro. I maxed out the RAM, so I think I got, for this machine, it's so old, like 32 is the max I can do with the RAM. It is fast RAM though. SSD, Blu-ray burner. I upgraded the motherboard, the processor as far as I could until the specs kind of stopped me. So I need to build a PC this year at some point. But for now, this thing is it's making the bacon. You know what I'm saying? Bringing home the whatever the hell the kids say these days. I get paid with it. The brush I want is under clothing. Cloth, right? Alright, let's try some of these stitches and see what's up. I'm going to try these. I don't think I'm going to use these, but let's see what it looks like. Let's solo it out. And I don't know that I have enough geometry. Nah, I don't. Never do. No, alright. But I do have a brush that will make physical stitches. I think that's under, yeah. Alright, so I made a VDM brush. That has, oh no, this is for wrinkles. I have a brush also for the stitches, but let's see what this does here. This is the kind of thing that I want to do. That's on his pec, so he's not gonna, that's gonna be taunt, right? Turn on everything. Maybe down here. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, so the way it looks now, I guess the black stripe is causing the tension and causing these wrinkles here. So I guess that's sewn on top. I used to be in the fabric industry, so if you hear me stressing over things that probably don't matter to anybody else, that's why. Fashion, not fabric. I made fabric for a living. Fashion industry. Alright, I don't want it there. I don't want it there. Come on, guy. Yeah, right there, that's good. Yeah, so just giving this thing a little bit of deformation is going to help sell that it's not a sculpted piece. Normally I would make a layer, so if I didn't like it, I could either back it off or I could dig it in even further. But not doing it right now. Alright. So that is that. Let's turn him back on and take a look. I think that's better. Let's see it with some color. Wow, that really is. It's funny how you can't see it until you give it the color there. don't think I want a lot of height on that, so I think instead of pulling the stripe out of the shirt, I'm going to push the shirt into the stripe. Does that make sense? Let's grab the shirt. It's weird, when you grab the shirt, it looks like it's fine. Huh. When you grab the stripe, it doesn't look like it's fine. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But it is what it is. I see that this is now, the piping is sticking out, so let's fix that. Push that in. And this piece needs to come out. Alright. Whenever I'm sculpting these things, I feel like it's like a big Rubik's Cube, because you fix one part and then another part kind of gets screwed up. You gotta fix that part. Oh, you guys probably. I forget how old I am. People are like, Rubik's Cube? What the hell is that thing? See, when I was a kid, they had this toy that had sides on it. It was a cube. Little colored stickers. And you'd rotate one side. Let's Google it. Just Google it. Why aren't you masking, man? Oh. Because this is a separate piece. There you go. Let's hide this. Pull that down a little bit. Okay. 15 minutes. I do want to get some stitching on this thing. Let me fix this one part, because I do see that it should be higher. This piece is over the small stripe. Oh, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. It's another reason why having it low poly is really good, because if this was subdivided too high, these little movements would be terrible. Like, everything would be looking really wobbly. It's crazy how when you select it, it looks like it's buried in the surface texture. I know that's a surface thing. If I turn off surface noise, I guarantee you it's not going to look like that. Yeah, look at that. That is weird. How much does that surface noise help, though? Like, it's crazy. Let's turn it back on. Booyah. Turn off the color. Push. Okay. All right, let me find my stitches. I'm gonna save while I do. Save. Do you stream on your own channel? No, I need to. Probably going to start doing that at some point soon. But I don't know. I'm going to start teaching this class next week, so I don't know that I'm going to have time to do that. What's up, real Kuplov? Rubik's Cube. Still popular. And they still love it today. Yeah, I can get one side. I could when I was little, I could get two sides. And then I'd start peeling off the stickers and look what I did. Of this particular sculpt, not the entire process, but I have, this is like the fourth one that I've done on here, so you can go back and look at some of the other stuff. I jumped the gun. People were asking for poly painting, and so I did a lot of poly painting before I finished the sculpt. So like if we look at his skin here, that's all done in an earlier episode. Turn on like the skin shade. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not the whole thing. One of these days I'm going to probably just record an entire piece and maybe put it on Gumroad or something. I did record a lot of this one. Oops, not this one, this one. It's Carnage. Almost all of it, actually. So this is the one after I edit it all together. I'm going to probably throw this on Gumroad. But I digress. Let's go back to what I was doing. See, I'm all over the place. Don't distract me, man. Got ADD. ADHD. D. Alright, I need stitches, and then I can get up out of here. So let's go back. Seam brushes. That's not what I want. I want mic seam. I saved a brush. Oh, stitches. Here it is. Alright, so I made these IMM stitches. Seriously? Is this the one? No, not this one, sorry. It's the master stitch. Master, here it is. Alright, so I made these IMM stitches with different styles. And I kind of used them to, you know, use them to detail stuff. So let's just see if I select this. Let's see what we can do here. And I just want to see what it looks like so I know it's crooked. But yeah, so it's like that. See if I can pick it up. Nope. Come on. There it is. Okay. Just an easy way to get a lot of detail. And it totally doesn't matter that I have like a super low mesh piece under here. It's just lining it up. That's kind of the thing, but it doesn't take that long. Oops. Okay. And these stitches are their own poly group, so if I wanted to, I could mask out the piece underneath of them and only poly paint the stitch. You gotta be crazy patient to get this like right where you want it, but you get the idea. So, what time is it? 2:53. Only thing about this, sometimes it twists a little bit on you, and it's a pain lining it up so that it's flat on the geometry underneath of it. For some reason, I think it's because I have that big dip between his collarbone and his pec, and it just wants to rotate sometimes. So that's kind of part of the reason why this thing is taking forever. This is what I'm doing here. All right, so if I go back to, where's my brush? Brush, stitch. I approve that, and then unmask it. Actually, I'm going to split the unmasked part. There you go. So that's kind of what it would look like. It's a little raggedy now, but I'll fix it later. Let's hide the pure ref. I'm just going to line this thing up here. Let's mode always on top. Let's get that off. Turn on all the stuff here since I'm winding down. Glove parts, glove, chain, it's crazy. I guess this is what it's going to be like in the summertime. The heat just saps the strength right out of you. Boot, upper, pants, hair. Where's my belt? Belt, let's make a start group for that. Turn on the belt. No, it didn't work. I had the wrong thing on. Okay, there's that, and I think that's everything. Is that everything? No, missing the straps on his arms. I meant to work on those this time, but Lost track of time. Where is it? It is... Man, I got too many things. I don't even know. Oh, here it is. Okay, that's everything. All right, let's back out. Oh, except for the gun. If you turn on the gun, you can't see any of this detail, by the way. So his gun is... It's the one called gun somewhere. You guys see it? I don't see it. There it is. Oh, damn it, it's saving. All right. Anyway, any questions? Let's see. Something I was looking at the ribbing on the fabric of the shirt. Wonder why it was running a different direction. The arms on the body. Went down, looked at the sweatshirt knit pattern. Same thing. Yeah, that's because I was kind of biting off that Batman design from Batman vs. Superman. So I split up. I cut up the shirt into different panels, and that ribbing is running in different directions, which is kind of interesting. You can make the whole cube. Wow, dag. Down it takes training. All right. Anyway, 259. You can create folders in the ZBrush hierarchy. Can't you create folders in the ZBrush? Don't get me started. Don't you get me started. I went off on that last episode. You kinda can. Kyle. Alright, so this is what I got so far. Was able to detail his belt, which looks better already. There's probably add some more stuff to it. Next time I'll plug away on the pants a little bit, get some more of those done. The detail on the pants, the boots, still not done. What else did I do today? Just some little stitchy type stuff. And I'm going to turn off the gun because you can't see anything with the gun. Oh, damn it. There it is. Okay. Turn off the gun. Boom. There he is. All right. 3 o'clock. That's it, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Wait till you see him painted in Corelli. Exactly. Exactly. That's going to be fun. But for now, I'm going to keep on plugging away on this for the next episode, unless anybody says they want to see something different. I got other stuff. Rick and Morty get no love. I have a Rick and Morty too. Glad you guys could join me. If you can, go to artistawake.io or ZBrush Workshops and sign up for my 8-week course. Begins next week. It is for people who sculpt or people who paint or people that do both. And what we're going to be doing is taking something like this and creating a render that you paint over and just make it stand out. So if you put it on ArtStation, it doesn't look like everybody else's render. All right. So going to be fun. ZBrush Workshops, and I hope you guys can join me for that. If not, come back in 2 weeks and I'll be here too. All right, good seeing you guys, and thank you. Seagull Rush, Salty Cookie, glad you could join us. James, Joanne, Pro, you guys be easy. I will see you next time. And if you haven't seen Black Panther, go see Black Panther. It's dope. It sounded like Oprah, but I don't care. Peace. Jane, stop this crazy thing.